with you this evening, and that's because a lot of our classmates in the meteorology department are busy studying for an exam.
Yeah, which there's an optic exam, which good luck with that. And now just talking about some current stuff, we're seeing our temperatures are really warming up.
Yes, they are indeed. In fact, over the weekend, I was feeling like it was actually fall, almost winter on Sunday morning when I need to grab out a jacket that I haven't been using for a long time. But then this afternoon, it was quite warm, didn't need a jacket at all.
Yeah, and then that's going to be the trend for the rest of the week, actually. We're going to be saying goodbye to those jackets, and it's going to start to feel like summer. So it's summer and autumn, which is kind of different for this time of the year.
Yeah, what makes it just a little bit different from the typical Tallahassee summer is that we won't be expecting any afternoon thunderstorms, at least not for the next 7 days or so. We're going to be seeing sunny skies and, well, that's going to let the temperatures warm up quite a bit in the afternoon.
Yeah, so get ready, go out on Landis, study for those midterms. It's going to be very beautiful out, very beautiful conditions.
Yes, we know that like all our classmates are busy studying tonight, a lot of FSU's campus is busy with midterms, and we wish everyone the very best of luck and hope that they can take some time to enjoy this very beautiful week.
Yeah, but now we're going to take it to an overview with Lauren.
Thanks, guys. So let's take a quick look at tonight's forecast right now. We're looking at 61 degrees tonight. It's not going to be as cool, which is nice, but we could have a little bit of patchy fog in the morning. We are going to have winds at 5 miles per hour coming out of the south, but overall tonight's not going to be too bad. It's going to be similar to what we have been seeing over the past few days. Now, our current conditions in Tallahassee, we're sitting at 84 degrees. We do have mostly cloudy conditions. The dew point is right around 64, so it's not too humid, which is nice. And we have winds out of the south-southwest at 9 miles per hour. Now, our satellite and radar, we do have a few clouds in the area, but really not much else going on besides that. We don't really have any showers in the area, so nothing to really be concerned about. Now, our headlines, we do have temperatures on the rise, so be on the lookout for that. But good news is the sun is here to stay. So now we're going to throw it back to the desk to Shane and Melanie.
Thanks very much, Lauren. Special shout out, that was our first time live with For FSU Weather.
Yes.
And now it's time for our favorite segment.
The weather history.
Yes, we're turning back the tables 18 years to 1996 when Brunswick, Georgia got a record 8 inches of rain.
Wow. Thankfully, they didn't see anything like that today, and thankfully we didn't see any of that either. That's a lot of rain.
Yeah, remarkable. That's just an incredible amount that you would expect over like 4 days of very heavy rainfall. To get that all at once, there must have been some serious flash flooding.
Yeah. Also in 2000, Tulsa, Oklahoma actually got a trace of snow, and that's the earliest observation they've seen of snow that is currently on record.
That's remarkable. The Southern Plains are renowned for their very intense warm temperatures for this time of year, but it goes to show you how much things can change to see that cold snap that brought them that snow.
Yeah, thankfully they're not seeing much of any snow now. And also in 1849, New England, they actually had a hurricane, and it caused some wind damage, and they even got some snow from that hurricane.
Yes, indeed. At least we're seeing nothing like that right now. And for an extended look at what we're seeing here in the Big Bend region, let's send it out to the wall.
Thank you, Shane. Yeah, I'm going to take you guys around your local forecast in Tallahassee. Currently, we are sitting at 84 degrees. It's mostly cloudy. Those clouds really started to roll in this afternoon. Earlier today, we were sitting pretty clear, though, and now we are sitting at a nice warm 84 with warm temperatures, and the temperatures are just going to be continuing to rise. And taking a look at the rest of the Big Bend, it's 84 in Quincy, 82 in Carabel, 87 in Wilma. So we're seeing a trend here. We're seeing the mid to high 80s, and those warm temperatures are here to stay. Satellite and radar, though, we can see there is no rain. We're not seeing any rain. We're just seeing those high clouds. We saw those early morning, and the clouds are again going to be rolling in tonight. But for now, we are staying clear. And we can see South Florida is getting a band of rain just from some sea breeze is just bringing some rain for South Florida. But for the rest of Florida, we are seeing clear and sun. We are really living up to our name as a sunshine state. For tonight, we're just getting a southerly wind, and that's going to be bringing in again some of those clouds, but it's going to be relatively cool, not as cool as we have been. We're going to be sitting in the 60s. So if that's cool for you, then make sure you have a jacket tonight. And we have this cold front to the north, but unfortunately that will not be reaching us. It's going to be dissipating and turning into a stationary front, but we're just going to be seeing those warmer temperatures. It's going to be getting really warm, a lot warmer compared to last week, and the sun is going to be out and prevalent. And then tomorrow night we're going to be seeing another clear night, some cool conditions. It's the same story for the rest of the week. We're going to be seeing clear conditions and warm temperatures, and autumn has really made its disappearance this week. For your beach forecast, though, we're going to see surf at 2 to 4 feet. There's going to be some gusty winds, and even though the UV index is not there, the sun is going to be out. So it's going to be very warm outside. Make sure you have those hats, those glasses, the sunscreen, all that stuff to protect yourself. And for boating, it's much of the same story. There's going to be smooth waters, so if you don't have classes tomorrow, it may be a good day to go out on the boat and just go out and enjoy the sun and all that good stuff. For tonight, we're going to be sitting at 61. It's going to be not as cool, and there's going to be some patchy fog. Now, this patchy fog is expected to be between 5 a.m. and 9 a.m. So unless you're an early riser, you won't be experiencing the fog. But if you are driving to work in the early mornings, just turn on those headlights and be careful of that fog. And tomorrow we're going to be warming up to a 90. And again, there's that patchy fog. And then taking a look at the rest of the week, we're going to plan our day. Just sun is all we're going to see today. And for the week ahead, it's much of the same story. We're climbing back up into the 90s, and our lows are going to be in the 60s. But now, Shane, let's take a look around the southeast.
Thanks, Melanie. Well, the story around the southeast is pretty much what we've been seeing around here in Tallahassee. There we go. I'm not missing the top of my head now. We've got a big bubble of no trouble, as we like to call it. That's what we call a dome of high pressure, which is sitting over a lot of the southeast right now, keeping the skies for the Florida Panhandle crystal clear. We've got a little bit more action to our north. That's outside the boundaries of the southeast, but I will be getting to that in the national in just a matter of minutes. What we do want to focus in on are these bands of rain that moved across northern Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia over the course of this morning, but they have since dissipated and have cleared out of the area. Another area to pay attention to is South Florida. With all this flow off the Gulf of Mexico has really drenched the southwestern coast of the peninsula, especially the Naples region. And as for the temperature change, well, remember we saw those temperatures dip really low over the weekend, and we saw a lot of shades of blue on this map. Now they're climbing back up now that the sun is really prevailing through the skies and allowing that solar radiation to just heat up the afternoon. So right now, it's 9 degrees warmer in Tallahassee than it was at this time yesterday, 5 degrees warmer in Atlanta, and fairly neutral across the state of Mississippi. Now let's get to what those current temperatures are. 82 degrees in Tallahassee. Doing the math, we note it was about 71 degrees yesterday, 87 in Montgomery, a little cooler, 79 in Atlanta. They had some clouds associated with that rain moving through earlier today, and 83 down there in Miami and Key West. Warmer as usual, but maybe not as warm as they could have been because they did see a little bit of rain this afternoon with those showers moving on in the Naples region. And as such, their dew points are the highest on the map right now. 75 in Key West and 70 in Miami. When these numbers get above 70, that indicates a really sticky feeling in the air out there, a lot of humidity that's just not that pleasant. Heat indices aren't that too bad right now. In fact, it's actually been relatively comfortable across most of the region. But what we want to tell you about now is well, we're getting through the heat indices. There's those wind gusts, and the water vapor really clearly indicates what we're seeing right there, that moisture across the whole peninsula right now. As for tonight, we're looking for 61 in Tallahassee, 69 in Orlando, and we're going to climb up to a high of 91 in Tallahassee tomorrow and 85 in Tupelo. And now as I step off screen now, we're going to make our way back to the desk. A few more temperatures. 91 in Shreveport tomorrow, 89 in Orlando, and 88 in Key West. And now, Melanie, it's time to talk about a few hazards that are affecting the nation right now.
Well, exactly what hazards are affecting us or the nation right now?
Well, what I just referenced, those are more active showers to the north of the southeast right now, especially in the Midwest. They're producing a lot of severe thunderstorms.
I heard there's maybe even some tornado watches that are possible.
Yes. A lot of the four-state area up there is under a tornado watch right now, and I'm going to pinpoint those exactly on the national in just a matter of minutes. But what we wanted to let you know right now is that a tornado warning has been issued until 6:15 p.m. for the following counties in West Virginia and Southern Kentucky as of just a few minutes ago. Clay, Harlan, Leslie, and Perry counties, you all remain under that tornado watch for just another couple of minutes, and we'll be bringing you by-the-minute updates in just a few seconds.
Yeah, so if you're in those areas, just make sure you be careful, seek shelter, and just pay attention to your National Weather Service that's up there, and then they'll inform you, and just stay safe.
Yes. Now we're going to explore that a little bit more as I bring you the national segment right now. So let's take a look at what temperatures we're seeing across the country. We've got 84 in Memphis, 84 in Birmingham, and relatively similar conditions, 87 out there in Phoenix. So we're not seeing that drastic temperature change right now, but the dew points really tell the story. Check out those rich shades of green over Arkansas. That's what's indicating a lot of moisture right now, and once again in South Florida. But we've also got our some very dry conditions, especially Albuquerque, which is at 25 for their dew point right now. That's really far away from their current temperature and indicates a continued dry conditions. Very beautiful out there. All right, we've got your latest updates from the National Weather Service on the tornado warnings that are currently issued for the Kentucky region. For Clay, Harlan, Leslie, and Perry County, that tornado warning, continues until 6:15 p.m. It will expire in about 2 minutes. If National Weather Service chooses to reissue that, we will definitely let you know. Severe thunderstorm watch does continue for a lot of that region as well. So here's the water vapor, and we see that dip in the jet stream right there across Kentucky. That's responsible for all these dangerous storms right now. And if we compare that with the very, very dry air that we see across the desert southwest into Texas, that really shows the contrast, and that's exactly why we're seeing so much different weather right now. Now, as for airport delays, pretty good across most of the country, even in the areas receiving storms in Kentucky. But Boston has got delays of about an hour and 15 minutes right now, so definitely check ahead if you're traveling through the Northeast right now. Let's zoom in one more time. Here are the storms that are responsible for those tornado warnings. This particular line here in the southeastern region of Kentucky, that's the cell that currently has a tornado warning on it. And this whole region from Ohio, Indiana, Kentucky, and West Virginia, that's where they're under a tornado watch and severe thunderstorm watch right now. Let's take a glimpse up in Canada, where they're receiving a different kind of precipitation. They've got snow on the table right now. Now let's give you a few numbers to show what tonight's forecast is going to be. Minneapolis is getting down to a chilly low of 39 degrees. San Antonio down to 72. And how high will the temperatures go tomorrow? 91 for San Antonio. Quite warm, 93 in Dallas. Very similar to what we've got in Tallahassee. But Minneapolis will only be climbing to a high of 57 degrees tomorrow. And now let's hand it off to Lauren to bring it back home.
Thanks, Shane. So it's definitely been a beautiful day here in Tallahassee. I almost enjoyed doing homework out on Landis for a change. Our temperature did reach 84 degrees, which is a bit warmer than what we have been experiencing over the past few days, but it's actually right on average for this time of year. Our low did get down to 60, just a bit below our average, but we didn't have any cloud cover last night, so that's why it got a little bit cooler. So our current temperatures in Tallahassee, we're sitting at 82 right now, so not too bad if you want to go out for a nice evening run. Bainbridge is a bit warmer, up at 88, and down at Apalachicola, we're sitting at 83 right now, but across the board, we're in the lower to upper 80s, so not too bad tonight. Now taking a look at our satellite and radar, we did see a few clouds in the area, not too much going on rain-wise, so that's nice. These clouds are moving out for right now, but we might see a few more pop into the area a little bit later on tonight. Our current winds, Tallahassee, we have winds coming out of the south at 8 miles per hour coming off of the sea, so not too bad. Pretty much across the board, we see about the same wind speeds, about the same direction, so not too much going on right now. Now, if we go into the future, we do see we have a cold front sitting to the north of us, but it's not going to do a whole lot in our region. And we do see these winds coming off of the Gulf, but we do have clear conditions right now, and fortunately, those clear conditions are going to hang out for quite a while, or at least over the next few days. we are going to see warm temperatures in the area as well as plenty of sunshine because fortunately that cold front is going to stay well to our north, so we're really not going to feel any of those effects in our area. Now, if we continue this on into Wednesday night, 6 p.m., again, we still have clear conditions, not much going on, so that's good news for Tallahassee. And again, as we continue into Thursday morning, same thing going on. Now, if you want to go out onto the water, not too bad out there. We do have waves at 1 to 2 feet, and we do have winds around 5 to 10 knots, but otherwise, it seems like a nice day to be out there. And if you do want to head out to the beach, again, we are going to have waves around 1 to 2 feet and winds around 5 to 10 knots. But do watch out for the UV index. We are at 11, so make sure you pack your sunscreen if you do decide to head out. So tonight in Tallahassee, we're looking at 61 degrees. In our area, St. Mark's a bit warmer at 66, but for the most part, we are looking at 60s across the Big Bend region, and it is going to be a rather clear night. Tomorrow, we're looking at 90, so it is going to be a bit warmer. Not too bad though, lots of sun, which will be nice. And for our weather, oh, maybe we won't see our weather, but it is going to be nice. So just remember that, have sunglasses on hand, maybe some sunscreen. Taking a look at the week ahead, we see pretty much all nice conditions. We do have temperatures getting up into the 90s, but mostly sunny conditions, which will be fantastic. So now we're going to throw it back to Shane and Melanie at the desk.
Thank you, Lauren. Yeah, we certainly are having a beautiful week, but down in the southwest, they're actually going to be getting a tropical depression, Simon.
Yes, Simon was a major hurricane over the weekend, and it's scheduled to make landfall in Baja, California, and track its way across Mexico into the desert southwest.
Yeah, and there could be some potential flood threats there, so just be careful and just be careful of the flooding.
Yeah, come to think of it, another tropical system is exactly what this region doesn't need.
Yeah, this is actually the 18th storm they've had so far.
Yeah, it's been a very active year in the Eastern Pacific Basin, and this is not only the 18th storm overall, but the third storm to directly impact the desert southwest, which is a rare occurrence at all. To see it 3 times within just over a month is remarkable.
Yeah, it really is remarkable. But now, Shane, I think you're going to take us around the southeast, around Florida.
Yeah, I'm going to bring it back home to the Sunshine State, which is, well, there we've got our 7-day outlook right there. If you'll pardon us for just a minute, we're going to boot up our Sunshine State graphics. But we're seeing a lot of the same as we are here in Tallahassee. We've got, now that that cold front is out of the way, temperatures are climbing back up into the 90s, which a lot of us aren't terribly happy to see, but at least it's going to be relatively free of moisture. So while it will be a moderately sticky forecast, it won't be quite so terrible as when you need to pull out an umbrella every day. There we are. We've got the Sunshine State laid out here before us right now. It's currently 82 in Tallahassee, pretty much picture perfect, just the same in Jacksonville and Pensacola. And interestingly cooler a little bit here in Fort Myers, which I can tell you is due precisely as a result of that. Here we've got a map of the U.S. right now. Let's take a look at what we're seeing in the western part of the region. Salt Lake City had some cloud cover today, keeping their high down at 79 degrees. Not to mention, they're within the region behind that cool front that is still experiencing some pretty chilly temperatures, including 68 in Billings and 61 in Seattle. I know that our recent graduates can tell us a lot about that. A lot of them moved up to that region. All right, here we go with the water vapor map for the state of Florida, and it really tells a tale of 2 regions. When it hesitates just there, you see all those shades of green from Jacksonville to Orlando to Miami. That's where they've got a lot of moisture in the upper atmosphere above those regions. And those shades of brown over Tallahassee to Pensacola, we've got no moisture above us, and I gotta tell you, I'm loving it. It's really comfortable outside right now. As for the Doppler radar, we've been through this a few times already. Just a few showers off the southwest coast, especially near Fort Myers, which was what I was getting to say is exactly why their temperature is so different and cooler than the rest of the Sunshine State. So what are we going to see over the next few days? Well, that cold front to our north is really not going to bring us a lot of moisture of any kind. Just a few patchy showers, maybe by the end of the week, with more concentrated rainfall over Pinellas County and the Tampa region. Let's take a look at this animatic of exactly what's going to happen. That cold front is going to hesitate over northern Georgia and Alabama, and leaving us to stew in the warmer conditions that are to its south as we get ample sunshine over the next few days. That's going to remain the case overnight. It's going to be clear and more mild than it was, especially over the weekend. So a few numbers: 62 tonight in Tallahassee, 70 in Tampa and Fort Myers, and the warm spot, as always, is Miami at 76 degrees. They're rising to a high of 88 tomorrow, which is actually a few degrees shy of our 91 tomorrow because we're getting ample sunshine. They've got a few partly cloudy days ahead of them. And now we're going to hand it off to Melanie for our special segment.
Thank you, Shane. Yeah, for our special segment, we're just going to be talking about the tri-state area. So the temperatures that are around Georgia and Alabama and Tallahassee and, of course, Florida. So you can see up in Montgomery, they're sitting at a high of 87 right now. So they're getting really warm temperatures up there. And then for satellite and radar, the conditions is mostly the same for the tri-state region. There's no rain and very little cloud cover. All these clouds affected us early this morning, but those quickly cleared out, leaving us with a clear and sunny day. And that's going to be just a trend for the next few days. We're going to be seeing clear and sunny skies. Now for your water vapor, this green just shows how moist the moisture in the air. Now that moisture, it didn't really turn into rain or affect us in any way. So maybe there was some moisture that was held in the clouds, but that didn't really reach the ground. And for our winds, we're getting a south wind out of Tallahassee right now, or southerly flow. So that's why we're getting our warm air, because all that warm Gulf air is just being brought up from the south to us. And that's going to be leaving tonight there's going to be some patchy clouds. It's going to be another cool night. And then we have the cold front up here to the north. That's going to slide slightly down into the middle parts of Georgia and Alabama. But unfortunately, that's not going to be reaching us. We're, however, going to be left with warmer temperatures. It's going to be sunny. So it's going to be much like it was today for the rest of the week. There's going to be very little cloud cover, and that's going to be continuing into tomorrow night as well. It's going to be a clear night, cool-ish temperatures. I wouldn't really say cooler. Cooler was last week when we were in the 50s. Now we're going to be in the 60s. But tonight we're going to be at 61 in Tallahassee, 64 in Dothan, 61 in Macon. Our region is seeing much of the same temperatures. It's going to be the low 60s, and it's going to be very nice conditions to get out and about. And if you want to go boating tomorrow, it's going to be a nice day. It's going to be calm waves, smooth waters, sunny day. Bring your sunscreen if you do go. Weather wear for the rest of the week. Tomorrow we're going to be warming, so shades and flip-flops. And then Thursday, keep up that trend with the shorts and t-shirts. And Friday, well, there's not going to be any rain. It's just going to be keep warming. But if you do like that jacket, if these temperatures in the morning are cool, then you may need that jacket. Tomorrow we're going to be at 91 in Tallahassee. It's going to be 89 in Dothan, 90 in Montgomery. So we're seeing a lot of the same temperatures. It's going to be warm all across the Sunshine State and even to the parts of Alabama and Georgia. So those warm temperatures are here to stay for the rest of the week.
Thanks, Melanie. And now we've got a very exciting story for everyone. It deals with an astronomical event that's going to happen overnight tonight.
Yeah, there's actually going to be a lunar eclipse, and it's early Wednesday morning into tonight. It technically starts at 4:45 in the morning.
Wow, that's going to be one for the early birds. I don't know if I can make it up that early, but for those of you who can, this is an especially exciting event.
Yeah, sometimes this is called the blood moon, and the reason why it's called the blood moon is because the Earth, the Sun, and the Moon are all in alignment, and the Sun is reflecting the Earth's atmosphere onto the Moon, and it's going to get progressively redder as the night goes on.
Yes, if this eclipse lasts long enough, the blood moon and the rising sun could be visible in the sky together, which is a very rare occurrence and would be something wonderful to see.
Oh yeah, it would be. I may be setting my alarm for that. The climax for this is supposed to be between 6:25 in the morning and 7:25 in the morning. So if you were to set an alarm, it would be for that time.
I see, it'll be catching me just before I wake up. But now let's take it out for one last look at the local forecast. We've got across the tri-state region, which we should be climbing back up into the 90s. Across the region, and these clouds here Guys, no worries, just a small mic difficulty. We had them sliding off to the east, bringing some interesting cloud formations across the tri-state area. Now, right now in the tri-state area, we've got 82 degrees in Tallahassee, 88, a bit warmer there in Bainbridge. They did not have so many clouds today. That's how it got so warm. And cooler still at the coast, 82 in Carabel, 83, in Apalachicola. So where are the current dew points? Well, they're climbing back up there from this very dry days we had over the last 2 to 3 days, which were very comfortable for my tastes. But we've got 65 in Tallahassee, 70 in St. Mark's, and 73 down there in Carabel. A good benchmark is that when these numbers get above 70, that's when it starts to feel especially humid and rather uncomfortable outside. Now, as for the current heat indices, nothing too oppressive. In fact, a heat index of 90 in Bainbridge really is just about feeling like what it is outside. So fortunately, there's no conditions to really make any oppressive conditions right now. So what we're going to see, well, as the cold front continues to get closer to our region, it'll hesitate over northern Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia, leaving us to stew in the warmer conditions that will be continuing to prevail throughout tomorrow. Pretty much a carbon copy of today, just a few degrees higher. That's pretty much how things are going to progress over the next week. We've got clear skies overnight that will allow temperatures to dip back down to about seasonal lows in the 60s, with daytime highs climbing once again into the 90s. I didn't miss them, but they're back. We've got a little splash of summer here in the autumn. So we've got winds of 5 to 10 knots for the beach forecast tomorrow. As for on the water, same conditions, waves of 1 to 2 feet, with protected waters being smooth. So if you want to take out your boat early to get some fishing done or just to relax, we promise a beautiful day for you guys. So as for what the low is going to be overnight, again, 61 in Tallahassee, 62 in Quincy, climbing still to 63 in Bainbridge. So again, not as cool as we saw over the very chilly weekend, but pretty seasonable all the same, actually. Very comfortable, nothing more than a light jacket needed if you're out particularly late. Now, as for tomorrow's forecast, 90 degrees is what we're calling it in Tallahassee, 89 in Thomasville, 90 in Bainbridge. And taking a look at overnight, what we're going to see, we've got 64 degrees when we wake up and 83 by lunchtime. Let's jump ahead to give you one more glimpse at the week ahead. Highs in the 90s prevail over the next several days. I'd say that this 7-day is actually pretty much on autopilot, with lows being in the lower 60s.
Thanks, Shane. Yeah, the sun is going to be out and about this week, everybody, so get out and enjoy it.
Yeah, just as much as the sun is out and about, we encourage everyone to get outside, take advantage of this weather, because within a few weeks it'll be cooler outside. We'll be seeing the chillier nights more commonly, and we'll be missing this kind of weather.
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with this heat, actually. I like being able to go lay out by the pool and just enjoy the heat and get my studying done for my classes.
Oh yeah, it's a wonderful opportunity here since we're at college in Florida. Me personally, I could do without the humidity, and fortunately that's not really going to be the case over the next few days.
Yeah, I mean, we're still seeing relatively cool lows. Like, I get cool very easily, so those 60s, I'm going to have a jacket for those 60s. But as we get on later for the day, it's going to be getting warmer.
Yeah, I'm going to need to drop my jacket by lunchtime. Anyway, if you liked our show, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, or you can watch us anytime right here at livestream.com/FSU Weather for live streaming at 6 p.m. every night, or archived shows whenever you feel like it.
Yeah, so definitely watch those shows if you want to know your local weather.
Yeah, I'm student meteorologist Shane Pendleton.
And I am student meteorologist Melanie Steinberg.
Thanks for dropping by this evening.
Have a great night.